Figured I'll at least get the Iron Fist one out of the way. So, me and my girlfriend thought Iron Fist season 1 was the worst thing we had watched on Netflix. Then we watched Luke Cage season 2, and it still is, but Luke Cage season 2 is pretty bad. Look, I had heard how bad Iron Fist season 1 was, but I did not want to believe it. I wanted to pull out, just hold on to hope. Lo and behold, not as bad as people have said it is. But yeah, it's the worst thing they've put out. Bar none. And I think a lot of that is just the writing is terrible. The writing for Danny Rand improves throughout Defenders, Luke Cage season 2 when he shows up for the episode. From what I understand, Iron Fist season 2 is better than season 1. So I'm going to assume it's better writing even in there. But how many... You will die from the drinking game of how many times you will hear him say, I am the immortal Iron Fist. I am the immortal... Well, because I am the immortal Iron Fist. Kung Lao. Oh my god, dude. I don't know if it was the writer, the direction, or the actor, or a combination of all three. But, wow, did they mess up this character? Because he comes off like a bro. Like a douchey millennial bro. Not even bro. He comes off like a douchey millennial. That's exactly how he is. He's a douchebag. He's a severe douchebag. And it's not his fault. I get it. It's the upbringing he had in Kung Lung. And the fact that, for the most part, he didn't grow up like a normal kid was. And he was a kid when they found him. So I get that. But at the same time, like, what? And then the Iron Fist is like, ooh, it's the Iron Fist. Okay. And I keep joking about this, but it's true. Offhandedly, what would have happened if another part of his body had hit the molten heart of the dragon? Like, what if it was just his elbow? Would he be immortal Iron Elbow? What if it was just boom, face planted in there instead? The immortal Iron Face? What if he had gone crotch first? He'd be able to sure please Colleen a lot better than I'm sure him and Colleen had a great sex on that one episode they had sex with each other. But still, Colleen should have been the immortal. She's at least someone who looks like she knew martial arts. That is one of the biggest issues this entire story has, is that you have the immortal Iron Fist, one of the most skilled, badass martial artists in the entire Marvel universe. And it's like they did not have time to properly educate this guy in terms of combat, kung fu, or anything like that. It just, he looks like he's fighting, and he looks like he does kind of know how to fight. But a lot of times he's just, whoa, and just that's it. There's a couple moments where he's like doing some jumps or something like that where it looks good. Ultimately, though, it's just not good. There's only one legitimately awesome fight in the entire series, and that's when he's fighting the drunken master guard of the Hand, who my girlfriend Carrie both agree was the best character in the entire show, and he only showed up for about 10 minutes. So and he's literally fighting like a drunken master, and it's badass to watch. I'm like, we're loving this little moment here. Crap, we go back to Danny Rand, and why is Claire fighting with them? I get self-defense, that's why she's training with Colleen, but why? Why? You're a nurse. You're not cut out for this crap. I'm sorry, you're not. You're just not. But You not. It's just no. So it's irritating. It really is irritating. Then you get to the villain, which is technically the Hand, but it's technically Meacham. I can't remember his first name, but he's the monk he's the friar in Van Helsing. He was the storyteller, the Spartan told storytelling in 300. I like the actor a lot, actually. What was his purpose? Because here's the thing: we see him; he was clearly brought back from the dead, and we see him also working out. He's like focused on health and fitness, And, we see him, like, punch in the back. I'm like, okay, immediately I'm like, all right, it's going to come down to a hand-to-hand fight with him and Danny. Nope. Gunshot. Him trying to shoot Danny and Danny killing him. End up beating him. Okay, even freaking Gao kind of sucks in this show compared to how she normally is. In Daredevil, she's threatening. And by the way, it kind of re-illustrates the point of how badass and scary Daredevil is. When Gao, one of the leaders of the Hand, who was for some weird force push telekinetic ability, is actually more respectful, like doesn't want to mess with Daredevil, but is perfectly adequate messing with Iron Fist. I love that. But yeah, they have his friend Davos, who apparently is the villain in the next season. Spoiler for the next season if you haven't watched it. You got, what was the name of the hipster douchebag leader of the Hand who ends up getting his head taken off later on. I don't know his name. All I know is he kind of sucks. He really, he's very soft-spoken and everything like that. It's like, I look at you and I don't see trustworthy. There's nothing trustworthy about your face. There's nothing trustworthy about your mannerisms or your tone or your inflection. You're just evil. Ugh. There's moments here or there which make the series at least like bringing Hogarth back in. I thought was a good touch. So that's something, because I think she's really good in both Jessica Jones and in Iron Fist. There's a few little things with Danny's personality that kind of show through, like we see him meditating or doing his stances to to rap music and things like that. That's kind of fun. We see him at one point asking a favor from a secretary while doing a little origami. I thought that was a nice little touch. So there are moments here and there that Danny has that aren't bad. Absolutely not bad. But on the whole, yeah, it's terribly written. Like, really bad. Colleen's a decent character. I'll give her that. Claire's... Again, I really don't get why Claire is... There's self-defense. It's kind of like with Trish. There's self-defense. That doesn't mean you can go into action and fight crime. That's not what this is about. And believe me, when we get to Jessica Jones Season 2, I am going to rip into Trish. Trish is probably the least likable character on the entire show, entire Netflix series for me. Followed very closely, if not only surpassed, by Mariah. They are like two of the least likable characters. In fact, I will say it's Trish, and I'll say this right now, just to go into a different topic real quick. The reason I'm going to put Trish as more unlikable than Mariah is Mariah is supposed to be unlikable. Mariah from the get and she's doing evil things because that's who she is. That's what she's supposed to do. It's for her power and things along those lines. As a criminal boss, as a gangster. Trish is someone who's trying to do good, but is terrible at doing it and is an addict and self-centered and egotistical that it just makes her so much more unlikable than Mariah, in my opinion. But again, we'll get all to that when we get to Jessica Jones Season 2, which is now starting to get closer. I got, next one will be Defenders. I'm probably not going to do any more Marvel Netflix reviews today, but I will do it down the line to catch up. But, yeah, I mean, I don't get because you've got several story arcs going in. You got Danny Rand coming back, trying to get hold of this company again. You got, there's the daughter and son, the Meachums, who, I can't remember their names again, but the son and they both are on the opposite sides of the fence, and then again go to the opposite sides of the fence against with Danny. Is that he hated Danny, then he comes to respect and like Danny, and they're friends again. She liked Danny, and then she comes to agree that they need to kill him by the... What the hell? You won't even realize your dad was psychotic, yet you're... What? Oh, man. And then, there's the whole thing with him being an addict. Meachum, having to stay hidden. The fact that the Hand's around. Gao. The fact that the Davos comes back. There's so much, and you just don't care enough to care that it doesn't blend at all. It doesn't flow. So, yeah, Daredevil. Iron Fist Season 1 is the worst thing they have done. It is. Don't get me wrong. Luke Cage Season 2 is not very good. It's better than Iron Fist Season 1. Jessica Jones Season 2 was not very good, in my opinion. But it was better than this. Hell, Jessica Jones Season 1 is better than this. Jessica Jones Season 2, not so good. But Jessica Jones Season 1 I thought was legitimately good. Just not the greatest, because there's things I didn't like. But anyway, I mean, that's my thoughts. There's not much else I can add on Iron Fist. Oh, except you have not lived until... The one thing that has constantly made that tolerable was when we first watched the intro of it, we saw someone doing legitimate kung fu. I'm like, okay, that's supposed to be Danny Rand, all right. I'm like, this music, all right, whatever. And then I thought of something. I'm like, honey, turn the music off. And I got my phone out, and I went, oh, everybody was kung fu fighting. Play kung fu fighting, sing it up. It's a fun time. Find as many songs as you can to sync up to that intro. It's a fun time. So that does make it a bit worth it. Not really, but I digress. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for Wood Win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, whatever, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks next time.